start with some technology. Let's make it happen. Yeah. Beautiful image. In fact, it's a really nice place. Who can tell me where this is?
White place. Dover.
What's the specific name of that place?
760.
Very close to that.
Beachy Head.
Beachy Head, thank you. So yeah, Beachy Head is situated just in the south of England. You can see London here, Brighton, and here is Beachy Head, and Seven Sisters is just next to it. And another question for you. How many people do you think committed suicide last year at that same spot? Put things between 0 and 10. 10 to 20? More? 20 to 30?
Maybe.
Oh, and more than 30?
Very sanguine. Quite sanguine.
It's sad to say, but actually 35 people committed suicide in 2016. Right there. And it's actually when you think somebody who has decided to just end their lives, how that end of life could look like, I can understand why they go to that place. It has that sense of freedom and it looks heavenly. It's a bit like kind of where the earth and the sky get together. So yeah, 35 people committed suicide there last year. And you might be wondering why I'm talking about this, especially some of you. So it's not because I am thinking myself of committing suicide, it's not because I want to give anybody any bad ideas. It's simply because I was there last Saturday with some friends. And let me actually just hide this and get some lights on. So I went there with some friends for a hike, just for the day. And the views are really amazing. And we went for the hike, and then we went to a pub, had some food, we were chatting until a little bit too late. And then at some point we realized that it was already dark outside and we still had to go back to the train station that was an hour away walking. So when we realized that it was so late, we started to walk on the path, and we realized it wasn't a good idea because it was really dark, it was really hard to see if there were any holes or any bumps. And we didn't want to fall off the cliffs and become part of the statistics, so we decided to walk on the road. Still not a very pleasant place to walk because there were some cars, it was really dark. So we're kind of walking there thinking we just want to get to the train station and just finish this. And just after a couple of minutes, this car stops next to us. And they pointed at us with a torch and they asked us what we were doing. We said, well, we're going to the train station. They said, why don't you jump in, we will take you there. I was the first one to jump in the car, my friends followed, they came in the car. There were already 2 men in the car and the 4 of us, all girls. And we managed somehow to close the door. And then my friends are looking at me like, what the hell, why are we here? And I had like that feeling of, well, I don't know, but I think this is a good place. So like, don't worry. And the 2 guys started to tell us who they were. Did you want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah? So they actually work on the cliffs. They volunteer, just walking up and down along the cliffs, looking for people who are there to commit suicide, looking for people who are on their own, who look a bit kind of suspicious, and they just go towards them and they start talking to them, just asking them, how are you? How is life? How do you feel? And then just listen to them. Listen until these people just feel that they are ready. And so these 2 men that I've started to call them angels, take them to a safer place, both physically but also mentally. And then eventually they take them to see a psychotherapist. It's all run by a charity, so the people don't need to pay. So I started my speech saying 35 people committed suicide. Do you know how many people these 2 angels saved last year at Beachy Head? 370. That's more than 1 every single day. And that made me think, it's so weird. More than 1 person every single day decides to walk or to go all the way to Beachy Head to end their lives. There is nobody in their families, friends, at work, in the street, nobody who managed to stop these people. And yet they arrive there, they see these 2 angels as simply strangers who show a little bit of interest for them. Listen to them. And that's enough to convince them that life deserves a second chance, that maybe there is a bit more to life than just end it all there. And that made me think. It seems so simple and yet so powerful to just listen a little bit more, to just ask somebody, how are you today? And I believe, and there goes my sanguine thought for the day, if we could all spend every day maybe just 1 minute focused a little bit less on ourselves and more of the people around us. If you think of friends, family, people you see in the streets, who could you smile a bit more? Who could you just ask how they are that day? Who could you just help out a bit more? If we were to start listening just a little bit more, we could all become angels. Thank you.